In the winter of 1887, the Blackwood Hotel opened its doors in the fog-shrouded town of Dunswick, England. It was a grand place. Towering brick walls, gas lamps glowing through stained glass windows, and velvet carpets muffling the footsteps of the wealthy guests who came from far and wide. But amid the hotel's 400 rooms, one was different. Room 313. No staff member ever volunteered to clean it. No porter would carry luggage to its door. And within its first year of opening, it had already claimed its first life. They say it began with a traveling merchant named Jonathan Harrow. Harrow was a man of routine, careful, polite, the sort who avoided trouble. But on the night of December 3rd, he was given room 313 because the hotel was full and the manager claimed it was recently refurbished. At breakfast the next morning, Harrow didn't appear. By noon, the maid was sent to check. She knocked. No answer. She unlocked the door and screamed. Jonathan Harrow sat in the armchair by the fireplace, his eyes wide, his lips frozen in a silent scream. The doctor declared it a heart attack, but those who saw the body whispered that Harrow's fingernails were broken and bloody, as if he had clawed at his own skin in the night. Over the next 4 years, 6 more guests were given room 313. 6 more were found dead by morning. One was found face down in the wash basin. The water turned pink. Another had thrown himself from the 3rd floor window, shattering the awning below. A young couple, newly married, were found holding each other so tightly, their bones cracked, their eyes glazed, as though they had both died in the middle of a shared nightmare. The coroner's reports varied. Heart failure, seizures, nervous fits, but the townsfolk knew better. They began to say, "No one sleeps in 313, without giving it something first." That year, a chambermaid named Eliza Garth was dismissed from the Blackwood for spreading hysteria. Before leaving town, she spoke to a local reporter. She claimed that room 313 was never part of the original hotel plans. The blueprints showed only 312 rooms, and where 313 stood was once a bricked-off servants' quarters from the old inn that had existed there decades before. Eliza swore she'd seen shadows moving on the walls, even when no guest was inside. She'd found wet footprints leading from the fireplace to the bed. And once, while changing the sheets, she heard a whisper from inside the wardrobe, "You're next." The deaths were ruining the hotel's reputation, so in the spring of 1894, the manager, Mr. Percival Lowe, decided to prove there was nothing to fear. He announced he would spend the night in room 313 himself. The staff watched as he entered the room at 9 p.m., carrying only a lantern and a Bible. He locked the door from the inside. At 6 the next morning, the door was still locked. When the porter forced it open, they found Mr. Lowe sitting at the writing desk. His head was turned toward the wall, his face pale and drawn. His hair had turned completely white. The Bible lay open in front of him, but every word on the page had been scratched out. In their place was a single sentence, written over and over in black ink. "I see you in the mirror." After Mr. Lowe's death, the Blackwood Hotel quietly shuttered room 313. They boarded up the door and renumbered the surrounding rooms to hide its existence. But strange things continued. Guests in rooms 311 and 312 reported hearing scratching behind the walls at night. Some swore they saw a reflection in their mirrors that moved a split second too late. And every so often, the door to the bricked-off 313 would appear again, just for a night. Always with a key in the lock, always waiting. Today, the Blackwood Hotel is long gone, demolished in 1921. But the land remains empty, its foundation sunken into the earth like a grave that refuses to be disturbed. And those who walk past it on foggy nights say they sometimes see a faint light glowing in the darkness, like a lantern inside a room that no longer exists. Every guest in room 313 died, and maybe it's still waiting for the next.